Hello everyone, welcome to SAM IELTS YouTube channel. How are you all? I hope that you're all fine and you're seriously preparing for the IELTS exam. And that could be the one of the probable reason that you have landed in this channel today. Well, this channel is actually dedicated to the ambitious people, the people who really want to go and settle down in abroad, either for work or for studies. See, IELTS is the mandatory document that you need to submit along with your application if you're a student or if you're a working professional. So what is all about the IELTS? IELTS is the International English Language Test System and you need to achieve the target score. And in SAM IELTS, we help people to achieve their target score in the first attempt itself. Alright, without further delay, let's deep dive into today's topic. In today's topic, I'm going to tell about the secrets that you can actually use to clear the IELTS speaking exam. So what is the secrets? So the secret is that I'm going to tell you about the question type and the probable answer pattern. Remember, I'm going to discuss the various question type that is actually asked in the IELTS speaking, either in the part 1 or part 2 or part 3, and I'm going to reveal you the method that you can actually use to explain your answer to the examiner so that you can actually get band 8+ in the first attempt itself. So let's deep dive into the first type of question. So what is the first type of question? Generally, in the IELTS exam, the first type of question is that, do you like, do you prefer, what do you think? So the thing is that, do you like or do you prefer? For example, do you like swimming? Do you like cooking? Do you prefer handwriting or typing in the keyboard? Whatever is, this is the question type. So in this particular question type, you need to tell about your own opinion and its reason for that. For example, do you like blue color? And the sample answer could be like this. Well, I love blue color because I'm a huge fan of sea. So the thing is that I'm not only telling the answer directly, but also I'm just explaining my answer to the examiner, and this is what the examiner is actually expecting you. So the thing is that you need to tell the answer directly. That is step number 1. Step number 2, you need to give proper explanations to the answer. Are you clear with this method? You need to tell the answer directly and then you need to explain the answer to the examiner. This is the first question type and the answer type. Clear? Alright, let's move on into the second question type. In the second question type, the examiner actually recalls the event in the past. So, for example, what was your favorite toy? So, the question directly represents the past tense. So, there are two methods that you can actually use to give the answer to the examiner. One method is that you can actually refer to the past and come to the present tense. For example, well, when I was a child, I used to play with a lot of Barbie dolls. However, now I have grown up, so I didn't enjoy toys anymore. So the thing is that I'm telling about the past tense and the present tense. This is actually called as the compare and contrast method. So the examiner actually refers to the past tense question, so your answer to the particular question should be in the past tense. However, you can actually use the comparison method and come here to the present tense. You can use this for the past tense and present tense or present tense and the future tense. So for example, the examiner is asking you the question in the future tense. There also you can use this. For example, the examiner is asking you, what will be the next innovative technology in your country? Well, I think, in my opinion, I believe that the electric cars would rule the next decade in India. However, I prefer the manual petrol or the diesel cars which is running today. If you closely observe my answer, I actually refer to the answer in the future tense. That is what the examiner is actually expecting you to do. On the other hand, I actually refer to the present scenario. So you may use this comparison method when the question is actually asked in either past tense or in the future tense. What you can also do is that use the method 2. In the method 2, you may just answer simply to the particular question in the particular tense. For example, the examiner is asking you, okay, did you write a lot when you were a child? Did you write a lot when you were a child? Which means the examiner is actually asking the question in the past tense. And you can say, generally in my country, most of the schools address the school students to write by hand, which means you need to write in handwriting. So, I'm no exception. I used to write a lot when I was in school. So the thing is that the examiner is actually asking you, what is your experience when you was in a child? So the answer is in the past tense. So you need to address the grammar part very clearly to the examiner so that you can actually get band 8+ in the first attempt itself. Are you clear with this? When the examiner asks you the question in the past tense, please address the answers in the past tense. However, you may use compare and contrast method to come back to the original scenario or to the past scenario. The method 2 is that just straightly. Keep it straight and simple. Just give the answer in the correct tense in which the examiner is asking you the question. Are you clear with this? Yes. Okay, let me discuss the next type of question. The next type of question is that, have you ever? Which means he is asking about your experience. Have you ever ride a horse? Which means you need to say how often. How often have you ever? This is the question type that the examiner will ask you. Which means you need to say once in a year, bi-weekly, twice a week, weekly, monthly. You can refer to any time thing. But the thing is that how often? So for example, the examiner is asking you, how often you read newspapers? Well, in my house, my parents usually read the newspapers daily. On the other hand, I prefer to read the newspaper just once in a week, that is usually on Sundays when I am free. So, I am telling the answer very clearly to the examiner. How often? Daily, weekly, yearly, monthly, bi-monthly, fortnight, anything you can refer, but you have to address the time period that you usually do. Clear? This is one type of question that the examiner will ask you in the IELTS speaking part. Clear? Let's move on to the next type of question. The next type of question is actually refers to the, what do you usually do? For example, the examiner may ask you this type of question. What do you usually do in your birthdays? Well, so the thing is that you are actually expected to tell your routine that you usually do on the particular day for a special day. So you have to tell like that. Well, when it was my birthday, I usually throw party to my friends and I go to temple with my parents. So the thing is that I am telling 2 events that I will usually do on my birthdays. So you can refer to 1 event or 2 events, that's absolutely fine. Or you may just explain 1 event and tell the reasons behind that. For example, you may tell, well, when it is my birthday, my parents and I usually go to temple in the morning and get the blessings of the God. In my country, blessings from the God is an essential thing that you need to get it during your birthday. And I am no exceptions to that. So the thing is that what is your usual routine on that particular day, you can explain to the examiner. You can take one routine and explain it deeply, or you may tell the sequence of events that you do on the particular day. That will also give you marks. Are you clear with this? This is the another type of question that the examiner will ask you in the IELTS speaking exam. Alright, let's move on to the next type of question. For example, the examiner may ask you, is still this event exist? For example, is still handwriting important to you? Well, in my opinion, I believe that handwriting is important even today. Your personality actually depends on your handwriting. Even though a lot of digital devices such as typewriters or typing in the computer plays a vital role. Even more, I can say voice over, which is also actually the next generation for the handwriting. I still prefer to write with a pen and a paper when I want to take some notes. So it is up to you, you can say that. So the examiner is asking you, do you think still this is in existence? Do you think still what is happening? So you are going to express your opinion. This is another type of question the examiner will ask you, and you are going to express your ideas. You may say that either yes or no or maybe, that is up to you. However, you need to address this question just like this. Perfect. Are you clear with this? Cool. Let's move on into the next type of question. The next type of question is actually, what do you think? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think? That is one of the significant question in the IELTS speaking part 3. So the thing is that generally in the IELTS speaking part 3 is an extension version of the IELTS speaking part 2. Whatever topic you are discussing in the speaking part 2, either it may be related to birthday or whether it may be related to any kind of cake, whatever it is, the extension part of the part 2 will be the part 3. So the examiner will ask you, to tell about your own opinion. For example, the speaking part 2 discuss a lot of things related to the occasion that you have the cake, special cake, for example. And the extension version, what do you think about the people who are celebrating the birthday party? So you need to answer that. So how can you answer? Well, I reckon that. So I think that. I suggest that. Okay. So the thing is that, well, I reckon that, in my opinion, birthday parties are fun. It is good to have the birthday party so they can actually spread the happiness. In this world, happiness and kind are the one important thing that the world really needs. So I believe that these kind of birthday parties actually spread a lot of happiness to all the people. And I really enjoy going to the birthday parties. In fact, I have to tell you, it is not only about the birthday party, we are actually sharing the gifts to the birthday girl or boy. Which means we are also showing the love and affection towards the people who are actually celebrating the birthday. Clear? So the thing is that I am telling my opinion. So what do you think? In that thing you need to say that, well, I think, well, in my opinion, well, in my perspective, well, in my humble opinion, well, I reckon. So you need to tell your opinion, and the opinion may be of 1 or 2 points, not more than that. Whenever you say the answer, either it may be in the part 3, you can actually refer to 1 point or 2 point. If you want to explain more the answer, then you can go on for the example. For instance, last week I attended Mary's birthday, who is one of my bosom friend, where the girl actually shared a lot of food to the orphanage people. So it is all about the kindness. So the thing is that you can actually refer to the example if you still want to extend the answer. But please remember, don't stress your answer by giving too much of answers. Okay, so the examiner is actually judging you by either by 1 point or 2 point, or a very maximum you can add on with an example. Don't give too many points in the single question so that the examiner will not have anything to ask. Are you clear? Of course, the examiner are having the question paper in hand, so he will ask the question, but you don't have anything to say. For example, the examiner is asking you, what is the flower that you like? Well, I like rose. In particular, I like red rose. I don't like jasmine because the fragrance is really pungent to me. And immediately the next examiner is asking you the next question. Okay, tell about your flower that you don't like. And you don't have anything to say because you already discussed about the jasmine which you don't like. So what do you say? As I mentioned earlier, this is another question type that you need to take care of. Sometimes you may reveal some unnecessary information to the question which may be the next question. So how to address that? If in case you have already revealed the information, just refer to that. As I mentioned earlier. So the thing is that you just refer to the previous answer and just come back to the answer. Don't think that, okay, I have already explained this point to the examiner, so I have to say a different point. Not necessarily. The only thing is that you need to understand that even though you explain the point to the examiner, you can refer to the point so that the examiner will understand, okay, this candidate is up to the mark, because he is understanding each and every question and he is actually able to recollect the information from the past question. This is the another important type of question that the examiner will ask you in the IELTS speaking exam. Are you clear with this? Cool. So these are all the types of question and the method that you can actually use to answer to the question. So please take a pen and paper, have a different type of question, just write it down and write the method, so that while preparing for the IELTS speaking exam, this video actually helps you a lot. If you really like this video, please like, share and subscribe to all the IELTS aspirants so that they can actually get band 8+ in the first attempt itself. In SAM IELTS, we have experienced certified tutors that actually help you to clear the IELTS in the first attempt itself. Thank you.